Appreciate you hitting the button. Welcome to the How to Hustle podcast with Hype. This is episode 124. Y'all, my fault. I'm sorry. We had to reboot. This is episode 124 of the podcast. This is Hype. I am Hype. I am Hype on Instagram and Twitter. It's Hype. It's not Hype. I'm not geeked up. Reoccurring guest, special guest in the building. He's here for the
Yeah,
relaunch of the podcast. Reintroduce yourself. New listeners every day, babe.
it's the one and only Mr. Fly Shit Only sipping with Sammy, Sam Malone, Barstool Rug. If you ain't sipping with Sammy, you ain't sipping right. Please get your fucking life together. We in here, man.
Copy that. Shouts out to my man Sam. If you're watching the video, you see over his shoulder is Sai. Those were the guests for the last How to Hustle live show. You know what I'm saying? We will be
Mm-hmm.
having another one of those coming soon. We are working on the venue. Shouts out to the barn. Once again, folks, we need y'all to go to the barn Instagram, hit that link in that bio, and please donate to that GoFundMe to support the staff and all of that situation. They supported us, so let's support them. All right, now
Definitely
we're
shout out to the barn. Shout out to South. And I got to shout out my sponsor, Rich Jewels. Shout out to Rich Jewels, man. Young black woman with her own jewelry company. She make custom male, female. Get with it.
So this is what we're gonna do. Dip the shoulder over a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Give her a little love. Copy that. Boom. For all those watching on the E Block Radio Network every Monday at 2 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? You can see that right now. All right. Now we switched the show all the way up, y'all. So we still gonna hit y'all with the main topic, but then we got a couple different segments we're gonna break down, sponsored segments and all of that. Sponsorships are also available, you know what I'm saying? If you want to get in here and you know what I'm saying, you want to be advertising on the How to Hustle podcast with him or on the Sipping with Sammy podcast, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We can make all of that happen. Now, Sam, we've been doing
Mm-hmm.
this long enough that we've caught all of the different waves of this. How long have you been doing this? Let the audience know that.
I'm about 5.5 years on my podcast, I think. I think we had 236 or something like that.
All right, I am at year 6. I'll be year 7 next year. Um, I got 124 on How to Hustle. I had
Mm-hmm.
100 and I don't know what on OLF. I think it was 3 years
Mm-hmm.
of OLF. So don't get me the
Mm-hmm.
line on the number. So I've lost count. But we've been through all of the waves of this situation. So we was doing this drawing when it wasn't cool. When people was like, "What's a podcast?" and you had to explain like it's like a radio show, but not a radio show. You know what I'm
Dudes
saying?
ain't even want to call they shit podcast. They were starting podcasts and they want to call it a podcast. It was crazy.
That's what I'm saying. So we've been through the what's that to it's the complete wave for the whole underground to now every artist, celebrity in the world got a podcast. So this is the topic for this week. Sam, what's next for
Mm-hmm.
podcasting?
Huh?
What's next for podcasting? You're the guy to bring this one to because paid talent and a
Next for
professional like yourself, you know what I'm saying? This is what we need to know. What's next?
next for podcasting is more corporate involvement on a different level. Like the same way that social media and Cash App are using their platforms as labels, labels are going to have to use these platforms, these podcast platforms, more often than their regular routes of media and rollout and promo. So you already see it happening a little bit. You see certain platforms when people got something going on, they're part of their rollout. If they go to Hot 97 and Breakfast Club, they also go to Drink Champs and $1 million worth of game, and you know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and Math Hoffa joint, My Expert Opinion, all in the same route. So it's like that's what's going on right now. But I think that that's only going to balloon because payola is illegal in radio,
Break that down for the audience.
meaning like this is a loophole right now that they really could kind of juice and use the influence from and probably even cut a couple checks without being getting in trouble for it right now.
So when I think about this one is what's next for the situation, I think it's like the TikTokification of it. You know what I'm saying?
So it's gonna be shorter form.
It's going to be shorter, not even that it's shorter form. It'll just be so much. It just you're gonna have to break down the episode. Your editing game is gonna have to be on a beam because that
Oh
way
yeah, we there
you can
now. I gotta do that
you
now. Yeah.
you can break down a whole episode, but turn that into 40 different clips.
Yep.
And now you never know, like you know how them situations work. You might get 60,000 views on this one or that one. You might get 20 on this one, but
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
people are
With the
so
TikTok and with the reels, you could just go like viral real quick on the right clip.
hey, bro, I had a joint from I think this was like after the second live show. It's like 10,000 people watched this. It's just me leaning on the car. I ain't know why this joint just kept going up, up, up. I'm like, I mean, copy. It's like 7 seconds, but it ain't nothing. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't say nothing. I was about to take a picture. I didn't even know they was recording me.
The video
But
with the kids dancing in front of my sign, that they put all the squeaky noises over went viral like 5 different times already.
That's what I'm saying.
It
So I
wound up
think
on Nicki Minaj story one day. I was like, huh?
that's why I said I think this is why I went to the podcast drive through when I started How to Hustle, was because I know people with short attention span. The attention spans have gotten shorter since 3 years ago when I started this. Like
No, that's a fact.
which is like real bad because like I said, you think pretty much now you don't even really have to give them a whole show. I don't think. I think you'll be able to do this in a year or two in just spurts. You could really probably talk to somebody for 5 minutes and turn it into 40 different clips, and you'll never know that it wasn't a whole episode because
Yeah,
the episode becomes just a
depending
clip.
on your ultimate goal, because there's still an audience for long form. There's just a bigger audience for short form. So you kind of got to cover all your bases a little bit.
Well, you
Because
definitely got to be multifaceted with this.
if Joe putting out 3 hour episodes, we ain't there yet.
See, all right, so you know where I came from. We was doing 2 hours live on the radio, phone calls,
Mhm.
ad reads, all of that love.
Me too.
But
Yeah.
niggas will tell you, this is why we're having this conversation about this. We've been through
Hmm.
the different phases of this. People will tell you like merchandise right there. Let them see that again. Don't just slyly put that in there. You know what I'm saying? Let them know where those are available at as well.
Tap in with me, DM, man. We'll ship it to you.
Copy that. Um, yeah, we've been in this situation where we know we've been doing these live shows, and people will tell you like, "Yeah, that joint long as shit," but you just watched Jeezy do a 4 hour interview. Like that joint wasn't long as shit. When Drink Champs had whoever up here, you was cool with that joint. So don't give me that. Like when I first started this situation and we got on the radio, I said, man, we the same as Mike and Mike. They on ESPN and we on WTNU Philly, but them niggas is the competition. Like
Exactly. Absolutely.
most people don't look at these situations like that though. So where else you think we going with this situation? Because like it went from what's that to the underground podcast exploded just with your average everyday guys and girls until the celebrities all hopped on the situation. So where else you think we're gonna go with this?
I think we're gonna get to a point where the separation is gonna be based on something different. Like just like you said about the short form, there's gonna be a lot of people that adapt to just doing that. You see what I'm saying? Which would be similar to like Instagram and Twitter comedians at one point, right? Where all the people that was doing long form was looking at them like, man, they 40 seconds, yo. You know what I mean? That's gonna become a whole group in itself of people that make the most out of that like kill that space. Live streaming is more important now. You know what I mean? So now you got to differentiate through who could get a live crowd and who could get a crowd for something that's premiering and pre-recorded. That's going to be different. I think it's going to be more classes. Like everything's going to be broken up into like how rap is like 18 different genres in one. I think it's going to be more identity, but I also think there's going to be a huge drop off of long form creators.
Yeah, because you ain't got that audience ain't gonna be there. Once you get into another generation and another generation, it's gonna be these are the short attention span babies starting to have babies.
And it's a bigger investment.
Yeah, a bigger investment in your time, your creative. People don't understand how hard these situations is. Everybody think, yeah, I can do a podcast just because you and your man always talk about the game and all of that, and that's cool. Y'all talk about being dads and all of that. That gets you through 6 episodes. Then what you gonna do?
Yep.
Like it's kind of hard to hit year 4 and year 5, year 6, you know what I'm saying? And have people
Mhm.
engaged and want to know what you think and like why you ain't send me the episode or what's going on. Like it's not easy to do this. I mean, if you're good at it and you pay talent like some of us are, then you can make this look like I can do this on a yo-yo. I came from doing this with 10 people to doing it with just me and you now. This is so easy because I had the experience of doing it with 10 people. Like most people though don't understand that. Um, Something that I will give BTG. You know, I'm always about promoting the city, and promoting the podcasts that are around the city. Shouts out to BTG because I remember they said this years ago that they thought that the next step would be record labels signing podcasts. I see that becoming a thing. Might not even be just record labels, but it might be just like, all right, Revolt is going to get on and get not just the bigger platform type of guys, like you said, people who had the comedians who had just the 40-second joints popping, the podcasts who get those clips to be popping, who get
Mhm.
those streams, get those views, who get that reaction. I think
Mhm.
that iHeart, Revolt, and all of those different, they might have a Spotify TV or whatever the hell coming down the pike, an Apple TV, any of those different situations, Peacock, like they'll start to stream some of those things on those platforms. Not saying that
I've
they're gonna
been
come
doing
right.
it on Spotify.
Nah, I mean, I peeped that you are one of the people who's. I said Spotify TV though. Let's
Yeah,
have this
yeah,
as a
yeah,
whole
yeah,
different thing. I know your joints is on when you click it. You turn your joint sideways and you get the whole visual. Yeah, I'm locked in. You know
my man,
that.
my man.
um.
But no,
All
I
right,
think you're
now
right. I agree with what you're saying. I think that a lot of the big companies, you got complexes and you have the Spotify's and so forth that have tried to like they tried to dictate the market by grabbing the biggest or the fastest rising podcasters in the beginning, and a lot of that didn't work out. So they're gonna just restructure.
yeah, you got to restructure. If you come in with some lower tier, you come in with a lower tier. You ain't try to get Ti to come straight on the joint, and now you had to cut him a check for something crazy. But if you get 6 joints at half the price, and now one of them pop, is all you worrying about because shit. How much money Netflix and Peacock and all these different joints lose every year? Like they're losing
Right.
billions of dollars, so they're not worrying about a couple 100,000, which will change your whole situation or my whole situation. But it's just you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Peanuts.
I don't
It's
need
just
100 million, but I take it.
I don't need it, but copy. If you gonna hand it out, I'll take it with both hands, couple of duffel bags, and tell my wife to get one of these bags. Now we're gonna switch this up. Now this is getting to know Sam right here.
All right.
We're going.
Get
This
to
one
know
is
me.
fun. This is Get to Know Sam, sponsored by Custom Hustle. That is at Custom Hustle World on Instagram, Custom Hustle Co. on Twitter. We have custom jerseys, jackets, yes, sneakers. These are the CH3s available in all colors. These are the threes right here. So we go
Hmm.
up to the fours, the ones, twos, threes, and fours. Those are 4 different types of sneaker, not one sneaker just with a little twist on them. Lie. There's 4 different type of sneakers. But we design you customize all your situations, jerseys, jackets. Like I said, we got the kids stuff, all of that, and we're working on some more stuff. We don't make announcements until stuff is official. But
That's so heavy. So heavy.
now, Sam, this is my man. Like I told y'all, my man. He was featured on the last How to Hustle live show. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna throw out this one right here. This is gonna be a year I'm throwing out to you. You tell me how old were you and what's the first thing that you think of? 1996.
96, I was 14 and basketball and girls and hip hop was everything. All I cared about, bro. Basketball, girls, and music was all I cared about at 14 years old. And adjusting to a new environment because I that's my first year at ENS, but like really figuring out that like you know how you the man in middle school, like 7th, 8th grade, you run to school.
And
Then
they
you go to
kill
ninth
you because you
grade,
got restarted.
then you go ninth grade, you gotta start over. But by like the end of the first quarter, we was with all of the seniors and Lynn Greer and you know, we was lit. So it was like, oh, I can do this anywhere. So I got a lot of confidence at 14.
Shouts out to Len. Somebody asked me, could I do a Len jersey? Told him, yeah, we could do anything.
Shout out to Lynn, man. Lynn was good folks. Lynn, John, Kelly, they was good folks, man.
1996, all I can think about is that's Tupac, man.
That's
All I
funny.
think about 96 is Tupac. I tell my wife this all the time. Like, if I be watching something old and it'd be like, oh, this was before Tupac died, or this was after Tupac. Like, I don't know why. Tupac was my guy, but 96, that's exactly where my head
That's a trauma
go.
you need to work through.
That's my man, bro. I was the nigga in the Tupac movie. I was the old boy in the back singing all the songs. All
Oh my
right.
god. Riverside, motherfucker.
Since you brought this up into your answer, you said the music was everything back for you in those days. R&B or rap?
Rap. I knew a lot of R&B, but I wasn't purchasing R.
No,
I
we're
wasn't
not
playing
talking. No,
R&B.
hold up. My bad. We kind of mixed this up. I didn't mean for 96. I mean just in general.
Oh, in general,
Yeah, in general now.
I'm majority hip hop and rap. I love R&B. Kind of equally throughout my whole life. It's always had a place, but it never was in the forefront. Like I don't really get in my car and ride to R&B. Back in the day, when I used to do stuff I wasn't supposed to do, like drink and then hop in the car and try to make it home, I used to put on Flowetry, but that would
So
be like the only time you would hear R&B in my car.
that's on
Because
the
I'm
late
not a
night.
gangster. All the gangsters I know listen to slow songs all day. I'm not a gangster.
That's the late night floating though. Like at that point, you what you talking about is I'm floating on my way home. I might be trying to line something up. Yeah, you gotta have that R&B vibe going. You can't have Styles P telling you shoot niggas, fuck niggas, what niggas. That's not gonna
You
work
just
for the
go get in
situation.
trouble on your way home.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you're gonna take yourself somewhere that you're not supposed to be trying. That's you're not trying to get. You're trying to get her. You know what I'm saying back to the crib so she can sip
That
the
part.
same.
That part. You get to get this nightcap.
Exactly. Now, what's your favorite song?
My favorite song?
Yes.
Damn, bro, that's not fair. Um, sipping.
Paid tap. Sipping is your favorite song?
Only reason I would say sipping is because at this point, it's like the whole like I built the whole brand off of that shit. Like it wasn't like the brand was designed and thought of before the song, but the song kind of tied everything together and carried it. You know what I mean? So for me personally, that because like I love most songs equally. I look at songs like, oh, that was damn near perfect. Oh, that's a 92. That's about an 87. Like I'm weird with music, bro.
So you go straight into 2K on the situation.
Cause I make music. So like
Nah,
sometimes it'd
copy.
be like, damn, if it was only like this, that would have been a 90. You know what I'm saying? If they would have just right there.
So what you talking about is the same thing that I do with this. When I listen to people's podcasts and they ask, or somebody asks you what you think, or they don't even ask you, you just listening, and you just know from doing it. Oh no, you should probably tell main man just relax and let you get your point off, or come on, you gotta speak up a little fast. You gotta talk a little faster. You gotta speak up. You can't have these dead spots. You hear all of that type of stuff that you can edit on the fly. This is why I tell people, man. Like again, coming from doing this live on the radio for 2 hours, there was no edit. We can't stop and say, hey, hold up, you want to say that again? If you mess something up, it's messed up. That's why I don't edit now. Because if it's something there, then you shouldn't have said it. If it's really something that bad, we can just restart and we can, you know what I'm saying? But
Bro,
we're not
I
editing
speak
certain situations out.
I speak very well for the most part. I've had radio episodes where I was stuttering for no reason for like the first 15 minutes. Just trying to say the regular stuff that I say every week. I just couldn't get it. That was like a brain fart. Like, you know what I mean? No edits though. I'm gonna just get grinded up for the next hour and a half about about my little jumble.
I got a couple things, and I'm gonna put a pin in sipping for you. A couple things here. Um, Somebody told me that when we first started. When me and Board was sitting there, it was like y'all. I know y'all, and I know this is not how y'all sound when y'all having a conversation. You trying to be too professional. You trying to be too buttoned up. I'm listening to this podcast earlier today, and they doing their first live show, and you can tell these niggas don't know how to do a live show because they sound like they just sitting right there at the table talking to each other, and the audience just happens to be there. As
Yeah, but
somebody
that
like
put into play.
at that point, why did I buy a ticket? I didn't buy a ticket to put my headphones in and listen to this podcast because this is what you're doing to me. Somebody like me, before I did my first live show on my own, I watched people's live shows. I listened to the audio for people's live shows. You got to do that homework so that you know, okay, this is the do and this is a don't. This is what I want to have. This is what I don't want to have. I like that they did this. I didn't like that. You got to pick and choose, and you got to do the work. Again, this is why I said in the beginning of this stuff ain't easy. And we've been through stages of this thing. Like where you got to grow and evolve with the business, or guess what? Your Instagram page has been sitting here with 5,000 followers since 2021, and you have no posts because you burnt out and you couldn't adjust with the times. Um, Now, like I said, I put a pin in sipping now. The reason I love that you said that was your answer is because that is the brand and that's the market and that's the whole situation tied in the bow. And that's what you have to do with this stuff. This stuff is all about continuously putting it in front of your face, but giving you a different spin with it.
That's why I
I
came
can't.
in with merch. I came in with merch, glasses, shot. I was leaving shot glasses everywhere. People were just sending me pictures like, I ain't know you know such and such. They got your shot glass.
You already know these Jones is at every concert in the city.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like the Sam Daniels when
40,
COVID hit,
40,
all of that, and that was just like a baseline to show people that we were serious. Like I'm not doing all this for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because after that, then you got to buy more cameras and upgrade the cameras and find a table that makes sense for my set, the way my set is. And come on, man, like it's a lot that go into like when you really say you want to do this. But first and foremost is knowing that, like you said, Joe Button is my competition.
yeah,
Even though he ain't really got no competition in this space, I want my shit to be look as good and run as smooth as his.
bro. When I sell out Wells Fargo,
Mm-hmm.
okay, when we get down there, you know what I'm saying, I might have you open up the situation. I'm not sure how we're gonna lay all of that out just yet. We'll work on
Whatever
that
you need, bro.
once we get those tickets moving. But when I sell out Wells Fargo, they're gonna say, all right, well, we can get Joe to do this, John, or we can get Hype to do this, John. We can get the drink champs, or we can get whoever. Like, I don't even like throwing niggas' names out there. You're not promoting how to hustle on your situation, so let's not promote you on ours. Um, Something that you also touched was my next question. Because I told you this before. I love your interview style. I love how your joint is it sounds so clean and so buttoned up, but it's still just you. It's not you
Appreciate that.
trying to sound like I'm gonna sit shoulders back and read off the 25 questions that I have for this artist. Nah, that's not the style that you give, but it sounds like you've prepared, like you know what you're talking about, like you know who this person is that's sitting across from you doing this episode. And I love that. I told you that before personally, but let's get it out there. Let's give those flowers while you can smell them. 20 years from now,
I
you might pull
appreciate
this
it.
clip up and go, damn, Hype did tell me that. And let's put that back out there. Because I love the interview style.
I appreciate it.
Again, I do my homework and I study from everything. So I get some things that I go, okay, Sam delivered it like that. How do I make that sound like me? You know what I'm saying?
I
So this go
go
ahead.
ahead, ask the question.
Who's your dream interview?
Ooh, dream interview would be Hove because that's probably the person I know the most about. And probably the furthest reach. Also, um, I would want to interview somebody like Kev for the city and somebody like Corey Holcomb just to see if I could keep up.
See, the comedians, you got to be quick on your feet. Everybody can't do a comedian.
But see, the twist, and that's what I was about to say earlier. My style of conversation on camera, because I really try not to interview people because that becomes like interrogation style sometimes. It get weird and gets robotic.
Mhm.
But my style actually comes from literally sitting on bar stools all the time and talking to people I don't know while drinking. You see what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing. Like even on nights I didn't want to be bothered or whatever have you, I might have been trying to holler at something on the right side and somebody on the left side talking my ear off. I still knew how to catch their major points and engage them and let them be heard.
Tent poles. Somebody, I remember somebody asked a question and bro hit me and was like, yo, what the hell is tent poles you was talking about? I said, my wife is telling me about this girl from this job and that girl. I don't know these people. I don't really need to know all the ins and outs of the situation. I need the tent poles. I
Yep.
need to know when she say the girl from the third floor. Oh, you talking about Keisha.
Mhm.
Like tent poles. That's what you listening for. Copy. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's just that, like it's literally like another thing that I built confidence on. Like it started from like being young and riding SEPTA and being like, I could be the I could be on a bus full of people and this old white lady will sit right next to me and talk my ear off. This old Spanish man will sit right next to me and just keep engaging me somehow. And people just, I used to hate it because I had more insecurities back then. And I'm like, I just want to chill. Why people bothering me type shit. But then I realized that that was a gift. And when I got older and wound up in bar settings and at happy hours and stuff, and usually when you at happy hour in the right bar, there's older gentlemen and older women there. It's not really like a young hype crowd. You start having conversations with people and appreciating people in a way that you didn't think that they would appreciate you through conversation. So all of that
Those
built my
are
confidence
those
to be
are
able to just
adults.
talk to people.
That is when you are in an adult setting, like you just said. Everybody in here is looking to relax. Everybody in here is looking to catch this vibe. Nobody's in here looking for smoke. Like,
No,
and
yo,
it's also,
try this 15-year, 12-year scotch real quick, man. That's what I'm drinking. You know what I mean? That's what they doing.
see, this is what it also is too, because see, this is why me and you, I use everything. Every conversation is currency.
Mm-hmm.
Every conversation is a ability for me to sharpen my skills with this, or for me to get a topic out of it. Like
Mm-hmm.
you said, you know, my regular work is with everybody from every genre in the world, and you never know who you're gonna run into or what you're gonna run into. And
At all.
I might be in here and have just a 5 second interaction with this nigga. Oh, that's a topic. Like,
It's gonna be
or
positive though. But it's gonna be positive.
it's positive when you come in with positive. If you ain't
Mm-hmm.
coming in again, if you you're in an adult situation, you're not coming in looking for no smoke. At this stage in life, we're not looking for smoke. You know what I'm saying? We're looking for all things that progress the situation, all things that get the sponsorships to be better, all things that get the brand more promoted, all things that get the things out there that we're trying to do
I
because
want to
we're not into
learn with
wasting
the
time these days.
I want to learn with the intention of teaching.
And see, people like, so somebody told me at like one of the last jobs we did, and he had a podcast. He said it, and I just start laughing. And he like, what? And then I just went for like 20 minutes, just giving him just game. He was like, hey, bro, I ain't even think about half the shit that you just told me. And I said, I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm not even doing it because I want you to say nothing about I told you this shit. I said, I remember me and my brother just screaming at each other in the basement. I wish somebody would have told us some shit.
Yep.
So now if I have the ability to be able to just give you just some of the basics that you don't know what you don't know. You can't ask the
Right.
question if you never even had that thought process.
But
Like you
don't
said,
be
we don't
discouraged. Start where
don't
you
be
at and be yourself.
don't be discouraged and don't try to be nobody else. You gotta be you. This has to sound like you. You can't go nowhere else and get hype. This is only I'm only here. I'm only on How to Hustle. So this don't sound like nobody, don't feel like nobody else because they ain't me. They can't be me. Um,
That's a fact.
Now, this is a new joint now. This is the closing segment. This is where you tell us what do we need to know. This is sponsored by H2H Cleaning, and that is H2H Cleaning on Instagram only. My cleaning company. We do roofing, plumbing, flooring, HVAC, cleanups, cleanouts. We're doing power washing. We do remodeling. You name it, we got it. We are hustling everything. Sam, what do we need to know before you go? What we got
Sipping
going
with
on? What's
Sammy
on the agenda?
podcast. Sipping with Sammy podcast drops every Thursday at 7 p.m. We don't miss a week. I probably got 5 episodes waiting to come out right now. I go live every Monday. I said Thursday at 4 p.m. We go live every Monday at 7 p.m. So that's a live stream. We cover current events. I have guest hosts, co-hosts, and things like that on. Sometimes I even have guests through that have something coming up current. But we have fun. Y'all able to chat with us, give feedback, interact with us through the chat, and I can receive super chat. So tap in for that. The merch is available. I have Sam Dana's glasses, shot glasses, cognac glasses, mugs. I put out a few different beers. This is the What You Sipping IPA. I got Damn Near Wills. I got a few of them. So tap in with me for that. It's about 3, 4 different flavors of Sipping with Sammy Brewing Company IPA. It's a novelty thing, but it's actually good flavor and it's a vibe. It's a vibe. People are appreciating it. Shout out to my sponsor, Rich Jewels. Anybody that knows me knows I haven't really worn jewelry since white gold. I probably still had that chain and bracelet at my mom's house. But I got a I got a jewelry sponsor and she's dope and she makes, like I said earlier, male and female jewelry. She has holiday specials going on right now. And she's a vibe, also somebody that's dope to talk to. Uh 250 of Sipping with Sammy episode will be a live recorded situation. We won't live stream it, but we will record it live. Hank will be in the building as usual. I got a couple venues in mind. I'm gonna lock them in soon, but we looking at January or February because, like I said, I'm in the 230s right now, so I got a little bit of time. Um, Anything I'm missing, man? Just
The,
everybody
the
keep up.
last live show, as soon as y'all threw it to the crowd, said, yo, anybody want it? Yeah, that would be me. I'll go up first. You know what I'm saying?
No, but that was so fly when it was all when we put out the footage and all of that, and it was edited. The one thing that I got to change is I need an extra camera for the crowd. I didn't like that we didn't have a camera on the crowd, and I didn't realize it till we was like deep in. So
Again,
that's
that's the
something that I want
situation
to
that
fix.
but that's what we talked about, being able to live edit these situations when when you're watching back your own stuff. Again, this is another one. I don't know why people don't listen to their own stuff and watch their own stuff. You got to watch the game tape to see how do you make it better for the next joint. How you make 250 better than 200. How you make 350 better than 250. You don't know none of that if you don't watch none of that. You ain't studying none of that.
And I usually have a crowd camera, but I don't know why I didn't realize that. Oh, this what happened. Remember the camera that was on the side where people was on giving the shout outs at?
Yeah.
That was one of our cameras. That was the crowd camera, and I ain't realized it.
All right, well, this is the end. You tell people the wrong time next time so that when they come in and do the shout outs, then the crowd camera is available and not over here recording niggas on the side.
I heard that, bro. I'm sick of telling adults the wrong time, man. Y'all need to get there on time because y'all gonna miss something if I'm having it.
And again, since you brought that up again, let me apologize to you. How to Hustle Live show, the second one, you came on time, but the guests were not. So again, I apologize for that one, bro. But you know what I'm saying, we'll make that situation up. Sam,
Bro, you
I
don't gotta make
appreciate
up
you for
nothing to
coming
me.
on.
I know it takes something to make something, and I'm there as long as you need me if possible. So go ahead.
Copy that, bro. I appreciate you coming on episode 124, the relaunch of the How to Hustle podcast with Hype.
Appreciate you
We
having me always.
are out.